Welcome to the Warrior Woodshop. In this video, we are so close to going to state. One of the things we have to think about is tying down our cargo. So even though this one's our enclosed trailer, this video is going to focus on tying down cargo using E-Track or installing the E-Track. One of the simplest ways to do it in a cargo trailer like this is literally screw it to the wall. According to the manufacturer, you need to weld it on every stud or screw it every 6 inches. So I typically go every other screw, but every 6 inches, these are 2 inches apart, so you'd be allowed to skip 2. One of the things that we're going to do in the enclosed trailer here is if you look every 16 inches or 24, depending on the trailer you have, there will be a steel stud, hopefully a steel stud. Aluminum will work too. What we're going to do is we're going to use these Tex roofing screws, but we're going to use 2 different styles. The ones that are going to go into the studs have the self-drilling metal tip. And the other ones, the rest of them, that way they look alike when they're on the wall, are just the pointed tip. Basically, if you're putting metal roofing onto wooden 2x, so since we're going to wood plywood, that's a good thing. The washer helps out really good, and it's gray, so it looks reasonable. So the first things I've done is we had some existing E-Track up front. So we have measured our height and put a couple marks along the wall. These are available at the Northern Tool and the Harbor Freight, obviously online. You can get them too. What I like to do typically, but it was a weekend, is get them from my local trailer shop when I have a little advance notice and put 10 footers in, which is what we have on the floor of this trailer. We'll show you that here in a second. So decide on a starting point. We're going to use this trim member, which is off camera, as a stop point. And the other thing I want to do is I want to try to line up one of those screw holes so it's centered with the screw line. That way I know I hit one of those studs. So that, along with the layout lines. So everything that looks good. Make this a little bit easier, I got one of the non-metal bits and do a spot that doesn't have a stud and get it positioned. Double check, make sure everything is level. Take a couple more of those. Again, according to the manufacturer, it's every 6 inches. I like to be safe. I don't want things breaking. If one of these screws pulls out and it's another 6 inches, it's probably going to have a ripple effect. So every 4 inches backs it up. If you're having trouble getting it in, I think this is just a low battery. If you're having trouble, throw a 3/32 1/8 pre-drill into the stud. That'll go in a lot easier. Fresh battery makes a difference. Again, when it comes to installing this stuff, you can be cautious or you can be quick. And it's my cargo. In this case, it's the state project, so it's not my cargo, but it's my responsibility as a truck driver. I don't want these kids' project to get damaged. This trailer's used to haul mowers, things like that. So what we're going to do on the end is we're going to hit a few extra right here at the end, just to make sure that the end doesn't come off. Because anywhere along the line, you've got kind of distributed pressure, but right here at the end, if it pulls on this point, if you need to strap at the back, there's no distributed pressure, it's all one direction. So a few extra screws pays off. All right, this is our traditional E-Track that we put on most of this trailer. The other thing they have, there's 2 other styles. There's called vertical E-Track, so this one can go up and down, but up in the front of this trailer, we've installed it horizontal. It just depends on what your needs are. These can be used on the walls or the floor. One of the things there's 2 things that are actually a pet peeve annoyance is for the floor, these are raised up. So in a enclosed toy hauler, what I've done is routed the floor at 1/8 of an inch deep and then put 3/8 inch laminate flooring on top, which then leveled it out. Again, it was a toy hauler, used as a camper, so we wanted to make sure it worked out real well, that when you're walking around in your socks or your bare feet because you're camping, you're not catching the edge of this metal. And the screws were actually hidden underneath the underneath the flooring, so it looked really clean. What I would do if I was redoing an enclosed trailer and I wanted E-Track in the floor would be, I think I would put a 1/2-inch plywood floor down, and then I would put I would install my E-Track into that 1/2-inch floor, and then I would install a second layer of 1/2-inch plywood, which then would level this out and allow the floor to remain level. In this case, my brother-in-law's, who this trailer belongs to, we use it every year for the state competition. He hauls his mower in here, just screwed it down to the floor. And if you notice, he did every other screw, he did every screw in this trailer, because again, he's hauling this $5,000 zero-turn mower, sometimes 50 miles at a time to do a job. So you want to make sure it's not slamming into the back door, busting up against the wall or busting the mower. So the other pet peeve I've got with installing it on the floor is the dirt and debris gets trapped in between and makes some of the catches unusable, this is the case. There's not much you can do on an enclosed trailer except cut the floor out underneath it, and the whole point of an enclosed trailer is just kind of stay out of the weather. However, on an open trailer, you can have the same problem, or that can be eliminated by eliminating the floor underneath. What we did on our gooseneck flatbed, because we put two ATVs side by side a lot of times, is we put an E-Track strip right down the middle. And since the floor was 1.5 inches thick, and we know that the E-Track is a 1/2 inch thick, we put 1x1 square tubing welded to the cross members, the length of the trailer, and then welded the E-Track to the 1x1 square tubing, which then again brought everything level and flush. Because in that trailer, it's used to haul pallets and things like that, so an extra 1/2 inch up would kind of be annoying sometimes when you're trying to load with a forklift. So how you install it is up to you. There is the last track that haven't discussed or haven't really used and just haven't had the need, and it seems to be more expensive. It's called X-Track. It's basically bigger version, or both versions combined, the horizontal and the vertical. They're 6 inches apart instead of every 2 or 4 inches, so your spacing is a little different. The other thing they offer is, obviously, Harbor Freight and Northern Tool sells shorter versions of this. I would personally stay away from the singles if you're going to be tying down heavy equipment, ATVs, tractors, lawnmowers, things like that. Or if you do, make sure it gets welded to the frame or it gets installed into some type of structural member, not just the plywood floor. Otherwise, you're totally relying on your screws to hold that in. If you can't install it to a structural member, put washers or a double plate or some sort of thing that won't allow the screw or bolt. Instead of using a screw, if you're having to do it on a plywood floor, go all the way through the floor, caulk it so it doesn't leak, and then put a nut and a washer on the bottom side with some Loctite. Those are all different options that I would do to install my E-Track in the trailer. Well, that about straps it up. Get it? Straps it up. Here at the Warrior Woodshop. Hopefully you got something out of this video on how to use E-Track, how to install E-Track in your one of 2 or 3 different trailer designs, and ways to go about it, and the different types of fasteners that you can get with E-Track systems. There are a couple others out there on the market that are adjustable strapping systems. E-Track's kind of been known for a while. The other options are your rope tie downs and your bolt down strap to the floor type of scenarios or the wall. Those work great if you're going to be hauling the same thing over and over and over. But this trailer goes from a lawnmower trailer to a furniture hauler to a state project hauler to back to lawnmowers and furniture and cargo and mattresses for the campground. So a system like the E-Track is a better choice for this type of setting because we can haul whatever we want, wherever we want, whenever we want. So again, you decide what works out best for you. Again, hopefully you got something out of this video. Leave a comment as to what you use your E-Track for and what type of connectors you use. And hit that bell notification so you get notified when I post other videos, woodworking ones, trailer ones. You know, we're not only Warrior Woodshop, we build things and we got to haul them, and then we like to play. Just like the shirt says, work hard, play harder. Thanks for watching. Go out and make some sawdust.